Affirm Holdings just reported their earnings. This is the company that is known for buy now, pay later. They've become very, very popular over the last couple of years as more and more consumers use buy now, pay later. Now, for many people, we saw the earnings come out earlier today. The earnings per share actually beat the Wall Street estimates, and the revenue also beat Wall Street estimates as well. So from the numbers standpoint, obviously when you beat expectations, that is always a good thing. But I'm going to tell you why that's not a good thing and why AFRM is an extremely dangerous stock. I have no part of it. I do not like it because the more people that use buy now, pay later, the worse it is for the economy. I mean, think about it. Why would people be buying now and paying later if they had the money to do it? The reason people are using this service is because they don't have money. This is another sign to show you guys that the economy is not doing well and consumer spending is slowing to the point where they have to buy stuff now and pay it off later. Although there is a huge interest charge to these purchases that people are making. So not only are people paying higher prices because inflation has been rampant over the past few years, but people are paying huge borrowing costs on top of the already higher prices, which is another sign of a weak economy. This is not a strong economy when you see a bunch of people borrowing money to purchase things that they cannot afford. That is simply the recipe for a huge disaster. When we saw, the last time we saw people buying stuff they couldn't afford, we had a huge crash. Remember that? So that's where we are today. So I was listening to the CEO. I was kind of reading some articles about these earnings and what had happened with this company. And I saw that the CEO was saying, he was boasting how well the company is doing, how awesome Affirm Holdings is. And one of the big questions that I had is, how can this be good? How can this be good that people are loading up on more and more expensive credit? Of course, it's not a good thing. I'm telling people that this is a bad sign for the economy as more people are borrowing things to buy stuff that they cannot afford, and this is going to end up in a disaster, especially because the interest rates are so high. They're very expensive already. So another thing that I wanted to mention here, right, is that this is another sign that inflation is really bad, right? Whenever you see people having to borrow all this money, it is because they cannot afford it to buy it with the money that they have. Maybe they're not making enough money to be able to afford the stuff that they want. So therefore, they have to use things like Affirm Holdings to be able to buy stuff. But again, that's just a sign of a weak economy. When prices are going up and things are becoming more affordable, the economy becomes weaker because less people can buy things if they're unaffordable, right? Or if people start putting things on credit card, there's only an extent in which they can do that. There's only so much credit you can take out before you are tapped out. So I wanted to mention something else about Affirm Holdings for people who may think that this is a great stock, may think that this is just the next winner, right? You also have to understand the competition that Affirm is starting to come up against. For example, Walmart, which is a much bigger, much better company, is also introducing buy now, pay later programs. So I think that Affirm can, to an extent, have success in the short run, but in the long run, it is not something that I'm betting on. It is something I'm staying very far away from. And I'm putting it right here in this video that I'm not going to be putting any money into a stock like that. Because again, as the economy gets worse and worse, as the economy slows and it gets weaker, as unemployment rises, right, what we will see happen is that people who bought all this stuff on credit are not going to be able to pay it back. And that's where I think things get very, 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 very bad, is when not only do we have people that are buying things on credit because they can't afford it with their own money, but people who are putting things on credit, buying now, paying later, but then turning into buying now and paying never. That's going to be the new slogan for Affirm. It's going to be buy now, pay never. So watch out, guys. This is another big warning sign for the economy. So if you guys are watching this right now, watch out for stocks like Affirm Holdings. There's lots of other companies like Walmart that are testing these buy now, pay later programs. And I'm sure that Amazon and other large merchants are going to just absolutely take them out if they have to, right? So Affirm will be successful only until the bigger, better companies either buy them out or completely crush them, because they have such a large user base anyways that they'll be able to take over. So don't take this as a good sign. I know that obviously in the short run, Affirm has actually beat the top and bottom line estimates. And by the way, you know, the stock, even though they beat top and bottom line estimates, the stock is still down 8% on the day. I mean, think about how crazy that is. You're down 8% and you beat revenue and EPS expectations. Now, we've seen that happen with quite a few stocks in this earnings cycle. So it's not like that's unique to Affirm, but it's just another sign that, well, why do you think stock market investors are selling this thing off? Well, it's probably because the stock market investors are realizing what's actually happening is when people are taking on more credit because they cannot afford stuff and they're buying it with expensive interest rates, that this will not end up in a good cycle. I think that's why a lot of people are selling it off right now, even though they had better than expected earnings. So anyways, listen, I know that for some of you guys who watch my videos, I've had you guys messaging me over on my personal Instagram page. It's been great getting to kind of talk to some of you guys as well since I've been putting out these videos. But I want to let you guys know that if you are new and you want to learn more about investing and you want to learn more about the stock market, I highly recommend you guys become a part of my investment club. It's an online private community where you guys can come in and learn with all the rest of my students. I've had people come in as absolute beginners and be able to make thousands of dollars. I've had people come in and make tens of thousands of dollars in a day. And so that's why I'm very excited. And that's why I like to promote it, is because I know that some people are trying to find a way to learn about this stuff and really actually get it down. So that's where you'd want to join my investment club. So if you want more details on that, just click the links in my description and I'll see you guys on the next video.